Hello everyone, with 3.23.1a we got XenoThreat back, and I thought let's look at Spectrum, see what the feedback is. We have this thread started by Sir Gara, XT feedback. He's talking about Idris doesn't have an interior, then he corrected this. Yeah, the first Idris should not have an interior. And he's talking about the UI, I cannot see anything. The UI we had before 3.23 was really terrible, and I thought no way CHE can make UI worse, but CHE succeeded. The new UI we got in 3.23 is even worse. And look what the people said who were working on this UI.
We want more.
More
holographic. Just put it all on there. Make it worse.
Someone, Chris, wanted to have his cool looking holographic Iron Man UI. Function or user friendliness played no role. We have a holographic design, we have ghosting text, we have ghosting icons, we have transparent background with lights shining through, no opacity slider, moving elements that never stand still, animated selection wheels that have no place in a PC game. Selection wheels are a crutch for consoles. Bad focus system. My friends and I are always hitting the wrong thing. For example, instead of opening a door, we are sitting on a bed. CHE even managed to make icons worse. Before 3.23 we had distinct icons for OMs, moons and so on. And of course we have this fly your ship, approach a space station or XenoThreat event, and you are getting flooded with markers you don't care about, you don't need. Who thought this UI is a good idea? To me it looks like someone made this who was only interested in making a cool looking Iron Man UI and nothing else. Takura Ken wrote, the new markers UI have got so much negative feedback it's not even funny. I agree 100%. But what's even worse is CHE is not even commenting on it. Yeah, I guess Chris is happy with his Iron Man UI. Fenton wrote, he had a bunch of errors, is a nightmare, but at least I had the occasion to try master modes and so the combat mode. Sadly, I'm not fond of it. Most people are not fond of console mode, aka master mode. I had a lot of fun playing XT in the past, but today it was just, I don't know how to say it, slow AF maybe. Yeah, it's like flying in molasses. Sugara wrote, attacked the Idris, but hours later more people just server hopped or stopped. 22 million hull HP might be a little too high. Yeah, I don't know if it's fun to try to destroy one ship for hours. Xelos wrote, back in 3.14 to 3.15, it was my first experience with Xeno and it was so much fun, have great memories of the time. Servers felt good, yeah, they were not really good back in the days either, and the flying fighting was really spectacular. With master mode, playing as a gunner just doesn't feel rewarding. You can hardly hit anything smaller than a large ship, and switching on auto aim is just boring. Then we have this by Eratosthenes. These are all players trying to complete the mission, they are not hostile. Yeah, but UI shows them in red. By the way, there are also people who are abusing this event to quote-unquote PvP, aka griefing. So how should you distinguish between players who are doing the mission with you and players who are using this event to grief? I mean, it's mind-boggling. How can you make the terrible UI we had before 3.23, the terrible inner thought system, even worse? Is there no one working at CHE who has a good understanding of UIs? A UI should help the player. A UI should not be an extra layer you have to manage. A UI should not fight against the player. And he wrote, and this is the station spamming missiles at players trying to complete the mission. Yeah, stations are spawning missiles at you when you're coming in to rearm and refuel, and this is not a griefer, he was just doing the missions. And here we have a thread started by Humbug, too many PvPers in Xeno. I get that people want to PvP, that's fine, but if too many want to PvP Xeno and too few doing the missions, it's not worth doing. You've got Xeno and half the players on the server trying to stop you doing the mission. You never get any supplies to the Javelin, as you always have a swarm of PvPers destroying the ships you're loading up. So PvPers, aka griefers, are coming to XenoThreat and just blowing up people who want to do a PvE event just for the lols. Dust of 5.7 wrote, when will people start to learn all CRG events are for PvP? CRG can't make any other kind. It's the house they build. PvP is everywhere and will always be everywhere. The problem is, this is not PvP. If you are coming to XenoThreat just to shoot up players who want to do a PvE mission, that's griefing. That's not PvP. I absolutely agree with CRG can't make any other kind because you have no clue how to separate PvP from PvE, and this in year 12. And we have this thread started by Amiro, amazing performance at a Xeno event. He has a 4,000 euro brand new high-end PC and he gets sometimes over 20 FPS. Yeah, performance is still absolutely terrible. In 3.18 CRG activated PES, in 3.23 CRG activated replication layer. Now everyone is waiting for server meshing. But even if CRG can get server meshing to work, this does not mean that performance will suddenly be fantastic. Righteous Who wrote 2 hours doing this trash event and just randomly abandons whole server of people got shafted with no rewards. And Smooth Brian wrote, I fell asleep sitting in my chair. It was that boring. Another player talking about his performance. And of course, you always have this one white knight who doesn't have any problem with performance. I have a very high-end PC and I have a lot of performance problems in Star Citizen. And of course, on top of this, we have a lot of do-sync issues still. My thoughts about this, we are in year 12, we still have abysmal bad performance with just 100 players on one server. Will server meshing fix this? First, I'm not sure if CRG can get server meshing to work. Last CitizenCon, they showed us a demo in a very small room with only a very few players, and even this demo had problems. And even if CRG can get server meshing to work, this does not mean that suddenly we all have very good performance because of replication layer. A lot of data has to be moved between servers very, very quickly. Then we have this terrible new 3.23 UI that really looks like someone did this who has no basic understanding of UI, or someone wanted this who is only interested in cool looking Iron Man UIs. Your screen is flooded with markers you are not interested in. It's even hard to see your reticle. Yeah, come on, Chris, please hire someone who has a good understanding how to make a decent UI. And we still have quote-unquote PvPers, aka griefers, who are just coming to PvE events and just blowing up players who are doing those events for the lols. Because CRG in year 12 still has no idea, no clue how to separate PvE from griefers, PvE from PvP. For a game project in year 12 with $700 million and more than 1,200 employees by now, this is just terrible. CRG is talking about 1.0 all the time recently. If 1.0 gets released in the next 2 years, this will be the absolutely laughingstock of the industry. It will be much worse than Redfall was, and people made a lot of fun about Redfall. Please, Chris, don't do this. I think the main problem is, Chris, let good and experienced people go, for example John Pritchard in 2018, and replace them with cheap, inexperienced young faces who don't have the knowledge to make the game. I have nothing against giving young people a chance, but you also need experienced people to lead them, Chris. It also does not help that Chris is surrounding himself with yes men. But what am I talking about? I think I'm stupid because 2024 is the best year in funding for Star Citizen so far. This means Chris does everything alright. I still have some hope left for Star Citizen, but I said this many times in the past, as long as Chris is calling the shots, this is going nowhere. I hope you found this interesting. Let me know what your experience with XenoThreat was, and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. The thing is, if you drop a bomb, okay, I'm just in. Do you want to hear something funny? Okay, I was landed, I was getting off my pulse and I exploded. Flicker. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.